Hey there, combo fans. Bryant Cook here, and today we're playing Lotus Combo in Pioneer. This is my favorite Pioneer deck. I've done a ton of work on it. I'm sure you've seen it here on this channel previously. I actually uploaded a very similar deck list to this one about a month and a half ago. You can find that video in the card above. It's a really similar deck list to this one that we'll be playing today. The big difference between that video and this video is today we're playing 2 copies of March of Swirling Mist over the 3rd copy of Fry and Alpine Moon. Well, why aren't we playing Fry 3 and Alpine Moon? Let's start with Fry. So when you look at the pinnacle of the format at the moment, you have really 4 decks. You have Rakdos Midrange. That card Fry isn't very good against. You have Izzet Phoenix, which for all intents and purposes, you're not really interested in boarding in Fry that much. Like, they can have sideboard Narsets, but they don't play Narset main deck. And if they do have sideboard Narsets, it's only a 1 or a 2 of. They're not playing a whole bunch of them. Azorius Control. That's the 3rd most popular deck in the format. They've actually dropped their main deck Narsets recently, and now they're playing 1 to 2 copies in the sideboard. So that is a part of a larger effect. The format is sped up, it's become a lot more aggressive. Narset isn't pulling the weight that it was before, but on top of that, Narset was losing effectiveness already against the other variants of Lotus Field Combo because of the Emergent Ultimatums and various other builds that just won through Narset. So Narset had never been worse. So Azorius Control is pretty low on the card right now. And then the 4th deck, by the way, I would consider those first 3 decks to be favorable matchups for Lotus Field Combo. And then the 4th matchup is a miserable matchup in the mono green Devotion Karn ramp deck into main deck access to Damping Sphere. We're never beating that deck. If you beat that deck, you got lucky. I'm hoping to get lucky today and not face it, but if we do face it, we're probably not going to win. It's just the sad reality of the matchup. But those are the top decks in Pioneer at the moment. So this deck is really good at beating those first 3, and that's what I'm looking to do today. So I think we're okay with cutting the 3rd copy of Fry and accepting that we have 2 Frys for, sided in Narsets on top of something like Otawara. We'll be just fine. You can also wish for Fry, which is a pretty good line. But then why did we lose Alpine Moon? Well, Lotus Field Combo traditionally struggles against more aggressive decks in the format. So when things like the Boros aggro deck come to power, that's the 5th most popular deck in the format right now according to MTG Goldfish. Lotus Field Combo starts to look a little bit sketchy. And then not too far behind that is Spirits and Mono Red Burn and Aggro and everything else. So that deck, on top of being really bad against the Devotion deck, Lotus Field Combo may not be that well positioned against the lower tiered decks of the format. So it's in an interesting spot that you beat the top of the format, but the decks underneath it, not so much. So we're going to see how we do today. I can't promise you that we'll 5-0, but I think we'll do just fine. And with that, I don't think you need to play Alpine Moon for the mirror if the mirror match is about 3% of the time. I think that you can just get by and not play those effects. Which leads me to the point that I'm trying to circle around to, is we're playing March of Swirling Mist to help deal with some of those aggro matchups. This card is so good there. It's going to save us. Actually, in the video that I recorded previously a month and a half ago, we only lost to humans in that video because they had back-to-back Archon of Emirias, where I had an answer to Archon, but my answer didn't answer multiples. Well, March of Swirling Mist answers multiples, and if I had that card then, maybe we would have 5-0'd. I don't know. I don't want to promise that. But we would have been, well off. I'll certainly say that for sure. So if you're just watching Lotus Field Combo for the first time, I'm sorry that you've selected this video. But we do have tons of other videos on this channel that explain the deck, including a really in-depth deck tech looking at the challenger deck and how to elevate that challenger deck with other deck lists and stuff. We have tons of videos on Lotus Field Combo. I'm not going to explain how the deck works today, but ideally you just want to put Lotus Field into play, copy it, untap it with hidden strings. Eventually, in our version, we want to play Wish into Niv-Mizzet, draw a whole bunch of cards, and then use Valakut Awakening to finish the game. That's the idea with this build. And that's what I've got for the deck tech here today. I hope you enjoyed the rest of this video where we have some gameplay and less of me rambling, but I guess that's what I've got. I'll see you in the first match. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation decks. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Alright, welcome to the first match. We've opened up a hand where we have access to Lotus Field via Wish, and we can even play it on turn 3. So we have a turn 3 Lotus Field. I think that this hand is acceptable. I'm going to try it out. What are you playing, Mr. Yeezy? Alright, so likely black-red. Alright, it looks like vampires. Grazer, that was a good one. So we'll play the Besaju, play the Grazer, accelerate into this Otawara. Pass the turn. A pair of legendary lands on turn 1? You'll love to see it. Gifted Aetherborn. Will you make me block? No, thank you. Okay, so now we can play this Baral, play Mana Confluence, and then next turn we can play Lotus Field. We could even untap Lotus Field into the Vizier, which would be cute. Mutavault, okay. We will take 2. So we're going to fall to 18 life. Our opponent will go up to 22. You can have a Dusk Legion Zealot. Thoughtseize. That actually hurts quite a bit here because I can nab our Wish. What will you take? Hidden Strings. Alright, I'm good with that. If you're going to leave me with access to Lotus Field, thank you. Ketria Triumph, so we'll tap this for red, taking a point of damage. Tap this. Play the Wish. And now Lotus Field. Sacrifice these 2 lands. I'm going to keep the Otawara around. Pass the turn. So next turn we have a guaranteed 5 mana. We'd want to draw a Hidden Strings so that way we could peer. We don't even need to draw into what is it called? Thespian Stage. You could actually just win with peer as long as we drew strings. Our opponent has a Sorin here, so I have a pretty good feeling that this Brawl is going to die, but we'll see what happens. And they sack the Legion Zealot, and the Brawl will go to the graveyard. Yep. Block. Okay. Seiju who endures. I think I'm just going to cycle the Triome. See if I can draw something good. Alright. I think we just have to play this and pass. So next turn we have 5 mana, 6/7. So we have an untapped land that we could theoretically play with the peer, but you really want 2 mana available. So it's unfortunate the Brawl died, or else he would have been in decent shape. Goodbye. Goodbye. They can activate the... Nope, they don't activate Mutavault. That's a lot of knights. They have 1 card in hand. And their last card was Champion of Dusk. That was a good one. Wow. I am getting bodied here. You have to take Peer into the Abyss. Come on. They took a Vizier. That's a little bit surprising. Okay, let's see if we can rip Hidden Strings off the top rope. Draw. That was really good. I don't know if it was good enough, though. So it deals 3 damage to any target. I'm going to start by cycling, seeing what my options are. Draw. Grazer. So that's probably not good enough. But what I can do here is play Lear as a blocker and then Grazer as a blocker. Yeah, that's the only line I have. Alright, pass the turn. We're at 12 life. They animate Mutavault. Okay. They're going to sacrifice Mutavault, probably to kill the Grazer. They deal it to me. Okay. Interesting. Fatal Push. And now they can pump the knights. So whatever knight I don't block ends up killing me, I think. So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Even if I soak this up, yeah, they got me. Being on the play too strong. Alright, so let's see if we can come back and get game number 2. Definitely interested in these ley lines here. Interested in a Niv-Mizzet as well. Question is, what do we board out? In these matchups, I don't hate boarding out Grazers. We saw Fatal Push there, but also, like, they tend to have a lot of discard for the games where you don't open up on Leyline. So I like that as an option. I do like keeping Lotus Field in the sideboard, so if they happen to resolve something like Necromentia, you just don't flat out lose the game. Which is part of the reason why we're boarding in the Niv-Mizzet, so Necromentia on Wish doesn't matter either. Let's hit submit. You could board in something like March of Swirling Mist, but I think you're trying to battle the matchup on the wrong foot. Like, this matchup isn't really about answering their creatures, it's about just executing your game plan in the most efficient way possible. And this hand's great, we'll keep. Alright, just play the land and pass. You could theoretically start off by playing the Valakut Stoneforge, I think it's called. But against a discard matchup, you want this to convert cards potentially later on. And I don't really see a point to playing the Brawl here, because it allows our opponent to just end-step Fatal Push, and why would we want to turn on their card? Let's try to save this Brawl for a spot where it matters a little bit more. You have Zealot. Draw. There's the Lotus Field. So once again, I could play Brawl here, choosing not to. Land 3. They put it in a play tapped, okay. Ooh. Alright, that is not normal. Sort of unfortunate for me here, but we do have a couple copies of Boseiju in our deck. We're looking to draw into one of those at this point. Alright, I'm going to be priced into playing the Brawl here, unfortunately. What does this do? Other vampires you control get +1/+1. When it dies, return it transformed, and then it makes more vampires. Sure. Draw. Let's Shimmer. There's a Boseiju. Boom. Play this Valakut, and this taps for a colorless mana, so I have to pass the turn. But next turn, we could potentially look at trying to win the game. Land 5. I'm just going to take it. There's no point in risking the Brawl here. Champion. Yep, I sort of thought that would be their play. But there's no point in risking the Brawl, as I mentioned. Another Peer into the Abyss. So we'll start off by destroying this Damping Sphere. Alright, so they get to go search their library for a land with a basic land type. They get a swamp. Okay, now we can cast this Pore over Pages. For 4 mana due to the Brawl, untap any 2 lands. We will untap these, discard a card. I have not played a land for turn. Discard Peer into the Abyss. We're at 13, so I'm a little bit concerned about dying. We have not found a Hidden Strings yet. So I could scrying to go get the stage, but that means that we're taking the rest of this turn off as a setup turn. So they have 11 damage on board plus the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And they just drew 7. Or I'm sorry, drew 3 up to 7 cards. So I can Balaged. I think I'm going to try Valakut here. Let's try to draw into something good. And I'm even going to bottom the Niv-Mizzet. We have a Pore into the graveyard, so I just want to maximize my chance of hitting good stuff. So we're going to draw 5 cards. Unfortunate. Okay, let's cycle the Vizier, untap the Lotus Field. Draw. So I could Shimmer trying to hit exactly Hidden Strings, but I'm not sure what that does either. We'd have 2 floating. I could play Leer with no mana floating. I think that would be best possible here. Maybe I'm wrong. And I didn't hit the strings anyway. I did hit the stage, but we're really weak to a discard spell right now. I guess the upside here is if our opponent has another Damping Sphere, I have the Beseiju in hand. Okay, please don't discard or kill me. Big ask. Kalitas? I'm fine with Kalitas. Alright, Brawl dying is actually really bad for me, because in order for us to win this, we have to play Leer, but I don't have anything to untap my lands in the graveyard that I can cast with Leer, because you only have 8 mana here plus a land next turn is 5, so I can't Leer into Pore next turn without the Brawl. Come on, deck, please be Hidden Strings. Draw. There we go! There we go! You'll love to see it. Okay. Yes, yes, no. Tap this red. Leer. We're at 2. So I can Hidden Strings into Pore. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes. It's free to cipher this, so we might as well. Now we select the Leer. Tap for black mana. That gives us 7. We're going to go to 1 life and draw 20 cards. Seems fair. Okay. And now we just have to finish winning. Cycle. Untap. So we have 1 Valakut Stoneforge on the battlefield. We have another in the graveyard. We're going to have to flashback the one in the graveyard in order to win. Okay, untap. Whole bunch of mana here. Do we have the other Brawl? It looks like no. Untap. The Murderous Rider... It destroys it. So the Brawl should... Oh, the Kalitas exiled it. Okay. That would make sense. That's how cards work. Okay. We have plenty of mana here. I shouldn't have to worry too much about finding Brawl. Yes, yes, no. Add some red. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe I shouldn't be clicking yes anymore just because I don't want to time out. Play the Wish. And now we can cast Niv-Mizzet. We have 22 cards in hand, so this Valakut Awakening should do it. Oh, they're at 14 anyway. I just assumed that they were at 20. Alright, so now we select a whole bunch of cards in our hand, and there's the other Brawl. Not that we needed it. Okay. Any order. Deal them a whole bunch of damage. Trigger City. Damping Sphere. Was not expecting that. I mean, we don't have anything in our sideboard to change that, so we're not going to worry about it. But maybe we just value hands with access to Beseiju a little bit higher. I'm going to resubmit and hope that we can successfully pull off a similar plan where I get super lucky and win. It's always nice. Alright, so we have a hand here that has access to Beseiju and Lotus Field if we get lucky and draw land 2, but I think we should just mulligan instead. Much better hand. Keep. I think you just bottom the Vizier. Yeah, it's the Vizier. Fortunately, no Leyline. I would have traded one of these cards for a Leyline, but we'll see. Fast start with the Knight. Beseiju, welcome. Alright, Isolated Chapel. We'll take 1. Okay. Leyline right on time. Alright, we're going to take 1 here off the Mana Confluence. Play the Scrying. We'll go get Lotus. There it is. Pass the turn. So you might be wondering why I didn't play Beseiju or Stage. Those are things you could do, but I want to be able to play the Lotus Field next turn. And if I do that, I don't want to have to sacrifice Thespian Stage or lose access to Beseiju. And there's the Sorin. That's a Kalitas. Okay, still 3 cards in hand. Draw. Another Leyline. I'm getting a little bit unlucky here. Just play the Lotus Field. Pass the turn. So I wonder what the line is if we get to untap successfully. Because I can't go off next turn unless I draw into a Vizier. Alright, so they're getting in. Are you going to pump? No pumps. Gifted Aetherborn. Rest in peace. The rest in peace doesn't really matter. I'm at 12. What are my options here? So next turn, they have 8 damage. I'm dead. They have lethal. I might be out of this game. If these were blockers, maybe not, but... Deals 3 damage to any target. So... I could maybe just play Leyline. So let's talk this through. They have 8 damage on the battlefield. They can pump +3, which is 11. So if their last card is an untapped land, I'm dead. And if I just go land Leyline, they can't Sorin me. Oh, this puts a +1/+1 counter on it. So that would actually be lethal. So that would be 12 exact. I think they've got me. But we're going to take the line that theoretically gives me a chance. So I'm going to cast this Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Add some blue. Play Pore. Not looking good. Cycle Vizier. Okay, draw. Lear doesn't help me here. Yeah, I think we're going to lose. The ley lines not being grazers were actually pretty detrimental here. All right. I'm struggling to even think of a draw that could bail me out of this. Like, even if we get to block, they don't kill me. I don't think we have a draw. They also had the untapped lands. We were just dead several different ways. Yeah. Block the Kalitas. I'm just dead, so it doesn't even matter. Like, this decision, I don't know. They pump the Knight. Yep. Now they can Sorin me. And that'll do. That said, like I mentioned, I think in order for me to win this game, I'd have to draw pour over the pages into like the nuts because the rest of my hand doesn't do anything. So let's see what our draw step would have been. A land. Womp womp, 0 and 1 to start off this league. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Okay, match number 2 and a chance to redeem ourselves. We're on the draw. I'm going to keep this. We have access to both Lotus Field and Thespian stage. Seems like a no-brainer. Opponent with a very fast mulligan to 5. They're on the play. Plains. Alright, so it looks like humans. I think we just played the Valakut here and pass. So you might be wondering, why not play Botanical Sanctum Grazer into Valakut Sanctuary? That is not how this card works, unfortunately. You're not allowed to do that. You cannot put in multi-facing cards this way. You can only put in actual lands. So we're going to just play the scrying here and maximize our lands rather than make a blocker. Or our mana rather than make a blocker. I can always play another scrying plus Botanical Sanctum into Lotus Field. All that good jazz next turn. They have Pyre of the Heroes, so they can theoretically go get something like Thalia. And that appears to be the play here. You got it. Draw. Let's play our land. I'm actually going to play the Valakut Awakening. And then we can play the Grazer into Lotus Field. Sack these two. Pass. I want the potential mana later to be untapped. Luminarch Aspirant? Sure. I'll take 3. 13. Draw. Seiju. Okay. So this taps for 3. Let's go get the stage. Unfortunately, it takes a full turn off of what I can do. And I think it's better to play Sanctum here, so we'll do that and pass. Should I destroy the Pyre? I don't know. They have Dunes. Exiles a creature. Okay. They're going to exile my Grazer. Then I'm going to take 5 damage. I'm running out of time here. Yeah, I'm going to 8 and they have lethal next turn, but I can't win through this Thalia. This deck is looking a little bit slow against these aggro decks today. I've even had Grazer starts. They're swinging, yeah, they just have lethal. You got me. Lotus Field Combo feeling a little bit sluggish. Alright, so we do have a sideboard. Let's bring in a couple copies of March. We can take out 2 copies of Pore. And that's really the only sideboard. I guess we could bring in Fry. Fry does remove creatures. 62 cards. What do we board out? You could maybe board out the other copy of Pore and just rely on Wish. And then maybe the Leer. I like Brawl for countering Thalia. Or negating Thalia. So let's try this out. On the play. Sure. It's a little bit clunky, but I think it's fine. Play the Valakut, pass. We have turn 2. We can go search up the Lotus Field. Bodyguard. Ouch. Scrying, go get the field, pass the turn. Mutavault. There she is. Classic turn 2 Thalia. Hater. Just gonna play the Lotus Field. Pass. What are you doing? Oh, Thalia's Lieutenant. Yep. So we're taking 6. So we're going to 11. Do you have lethal next turn? So 6, 7, 8, 9. They have a land that's 11. That's already lethal, and I have to pay the Thalia tax to scrying for stage. I believe I can maybe yeah, I think I can play the March through the Thalia tax. I hope I don't have to, but we'll see. All right, pass the turn. That should just be guaranteed lethal. So 6, 10, 11. Yep. I believe I can march here. We have to remove the hidden strings. I mean, I don't know. I can't realistically win without the hidden strings next turn, so maybe we remove the pier. It probably just doesn't matter. I don't know. Miracle. That was not a miracle. So we're at 2. I can copy this, untap, and I'd have 6 mana, so I can play Wish into like Anger of the Gods, but then we're dead to Mutavault. It just doesn't matter. This is not going super well. We are 0-2. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Okay, match 3. Let's see if we can get one. We're on the draw. We did open up with a Grazer start into Shimmer. We don't guarantee to have access to Lotus, but we'll see what's up. Okay, so we've hit another untapped land. Play the Grazer. That's the turn. It might have been a little bit better to play Forest there, actually, because if we do find Lotus Field, that means that we end up with a Forest. Let's play the Shimmer. Yeah, now I look like a dummy. Okay, we're gonna end up with a Forest instead of a Botanical Sanctum. I should have played the Forest there. I'm not really sure what they're playing here. Draw. Let's cycle the Vizier, see if I can find the stage. Another Vizier, okay. Try cycling. I'm not really sure what they're playing. Like, I don't know what is rug colored and plays Llanowar Elves. And then we found our stage. Copy. Am I getting Besaged? Damn. Yep, and we have the Force in our hand. Pass the turn. You can have Arisen Reef. I really have no clue what's happening right now. Cycle the Ketria, we pick up a Balagad. Another Hidden Strings. I'm just gonna play Pore. I was thinking about using Balagad to get back the Thespian stage, but I feel like it's not worth it. And we found a Lotus Field for next turn. I'm just going to get rid of the Besaju. Green. Let's pick up the Pore again. Pass. So it looks like it's an elemental sub-theme that's maybe a part of some sort of combo deck. 4 mana. Oh, untapping. Okay. Changing her mind. 4 mana again. Collected Company. Sure. They're a Grinning Angus deck. With Risen Reef. Okay, that's cute. With Runaway Steamkin. So they've got to be really close to their combo. Because you assemble these three and then you can like draw your entire deck. Am I dead? Is this it? Are we getting to see the combo? So I believe they get to draw their deck and make a whole bunch of red mana. Oh, they're short on returning the Angus again. So I think they have to pass. Alright, so we'll float blue, play the second copy of Lotus Field. Add some more mana. They're tapped out. Let's just cast the Pore. Shimmer. Peer into the Abyss. Hello. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Tap for black. Cast Peer into the Abyss, targeting me. 5 open mana, this should be pretty simple. Okay. Just need to make some mana into Niv-Mizzet at this point. Strings. Yes, yes, no. Cast a Wish. So I have 5, go up to 8. I can play Niv-Mizzet into Valakut already. I have 16 cards in hand, so that is not lethal. Alright, let's draw some more cards. Drawing cards is always the solution. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Alright, play Niv. Hidden Strings. Set up our triggers. Hit you. Yes, yes, no. I have 20 cards in hand. I must have not looked at the correct number previously. I think I was looking at cards left in deck. I think we probably could have won before, but it doesn't matter. Let's click our hand and do the thing. Alright, triggers. Beautiful. Going to game 2. I don't know if I'm actually supposed to board in Fry or something for this. I think maybe we just leave it alone and resubmit. I think that's going to be what I do here. Okay, we have a fine hand. I do think it's a little bit slow, but we can turn to scrying for Lotus. We have Baral to help with shimmers. Like, this is a reasonable 7. Belged Pass. Stomping Ground. 3 green. Hazard's Monument. Red spells cost 1 less. So that combos with the Grinning Angus. We're just going to play Baral. Pass. Red spells cost 1 less. Alright, so they've played a Mountain. If they have Grinning Angus here, they can replay it over and over and trigger the Hazard's Monument to deck themselves, but I'm not sure I see the value in that. So they're going to play Risen Reef, holding open the Stomping Ground. And it's worth noting that they're representing having Boseiju here, because the Hazard's Monument is a legendary artifact. But I think Boseiju mentions artifact or legendary creature, I believe, not just legendary permanent. I could be wrong. Legendary creature, yeah. So that, I mean, it's Adawara, but same wording. So I mean, if they kill me, they kill me. So I'm dead next turn to a Grinning Angus. I guess we start on Shimmer, see if I get anything I need. No would have been the answer. Let's take a Pore, I guess. Scrying. Get a Lotus Field. Am I dead? Pass the turn. Alright, so they put Gigantha to hand. That's interesting. Bergie. Discards the Gigantha. That's one way to use Gigantha effectively. Okay, so it looks like they might be lacking the Grinning Ingus, and they're still trying to represent the Beseiju. Let's cycle a Vizier. Untap. Draw. Wish. I wonder if I can win this turn through a Beseiju. I feel like the answer might be yes. Let's cast Pore. If they have a counter, I mean, who cares? Sure. Pass. Have you drawn the missing combo piece? Runaway Steamkin. Discard Steam Vents. Risen Reef. 3 cards in hand. Light up the Night. What does this do? It's dealing 3 to 1 target. I guess it flashes back for removing loyalty counters or something? Sure. That might be the win condition. Alright, they have 2 cards in hand. I'm at 15. I'm going to Shimmer here to see if I can find Stage. There we go. Alright, and I successfully made another copy of Lotus Field. Just have to hope that they don't kill me. They couldn't kill me last turn, so they have 1 draw step to help that. Devilish Valet. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, we double Devilish Valet's power until end of turn. Okay. So it's just another payoff for the Grinning Ingus. Not a non-elemental, so they didn't get the Risen Reef trigger, but they did get to loot with the Hazoret's Monument. Alright, and they have 2 cards in hand. Adawara. What's Hidden Strings? Yes, yes, no. I think I'll play the land. Maybe play around an extra counter spell here. Peer into the Abyss, attempting to go to 2. Good deal. Alright, cycle Vizier, make an extra mana. Picked up another Valakut Awakening. We did find the other Brawl. Let's play it. Hidden Strings. We can pay for a Mystical Dispute here. 20 cards. 4. Discard. Let's Hidden Strings again, just make more mana. Yes, yes, no. 17 cards left. I think I want to find Leer to make even more mana, which seems a little bit silly, but I think I want to Thought Distortion them. Maybe that's just too greedy. They can't reversal it. Let's play the Wish. Play Leer. Play Wish again. Thought Distortion you. 2 lands, okay. So this is going to be easy. Hidden Strings. Let's Hidden Strings again. Okay, now we can add some red mana. Play Wish into Niv-Mizzet. And Valakut Awakening. Save targets, I'll let you. We just have to select 17 cards. And if for some reason our opponent had something, we know that their hand is 2 lands, so that's not the case. But if they did have something like a removal spell, you could just cast the other Valakut Awakening. And now all the triggers go on the stack, and we will get our first match victory to go up to 1 and 2. Good deal. 2 matches left. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Match 4 on the play. Yeah, this is a turn 2 Lotus Field. We just need to get lucky and rip a Thespian stage or draw either half for our turn 2. Seems pretty good, followed by Peer into the Abyss. Okay, so Forest, play the Grazer into Otawara. Pass the turn. Spire Bluff. Did not need another copy of Peer into the Abyss, I will not lie. Grab the field. No respect for Spell Pierce. Get out of here. And they mill a Spell Pierce. Ouch. 2 mana for nothing. Okay. Oh, well, we have a really good poker hand, right? I guess that's something. Another Consider. And Opt. Land 3. Draw. Okay, pass the turn. So if our opponent wasn't holding open mana, you could think about maybe playing Peer into the Abyss, because each Hidden Strings makes 2 mana. That said, when they're holding open 3 mana, I think that's just a foolish play. You just have to pass. Censor. Okay. From Carved Coast. Play a land pass. So you could think about maybe trying to return Sylvan Scrying with the Balagad, but our opponent's just holding open counter spells. I'd rather just have a land. Memory Deluge. Take through time. Close enough. Another coast. Pyromancer. Holding open 3 lands. Play a Grazer. Pass the turn. They cycle another Censor. Another Young Pyromancer, okay. Draw. This is embarrassing. Pass the turn. I mean, at some point I'm going to have to start using these Peer into the Abyss as Duress. Just start 7 mana Duress over and over. And another Dig Through Time? Yep. Alright, let's block and take 4 down to 16. Drake, okay. I mean, big. They still have 3 mana up. Come on, Doc. What are you doing to me here? Pass. I don't think we're winning this, unfortunately. We have to block the Drake, and then block 2 Pyromancers. We'll take 8 going down to 6. So now I have to find a way to win through 7 cards in hand, 7 mana, and lethal on board. And they had a Fling. Alright, sure. So we'll go to game 2. That was just a really odd game. So I think we want to board in Niv-Mizzet and the Thought Distortions. I'm not so sure about the Fries, maybe. I do think we want to get rid of Grazer, so let's do that. I think we can probably shave 1 Brawl, and then maybe leave 1 Niv in the board. Let's try this out. Try being on the play again. This hand is a little bit awkward because we have to resolve Wish for Lotus Field, and we can't play 2 copies of Otawara. These are just cyclers. I'm going to mulligan. A little bit better. Bottom of Wish. Valakut pass. Spire Bluff Canal. That was a good one. Okay. Shimmer. Well, hello there. We're already doing better than last game. Young Pyromancer. Play the Scrying. I think I just want to grab another stage. So that way I can bully them a little bit with mana. Land 3. We'll take 2. I don't mind the other Wish as a draw. Like, that's fine. Is it Charm? Yep, I sort of assumed that was in their deck. They discarded the Fling. Okay. We'll take 3 going to 15, and they'll pass. They have 5 cards. I'm just going to copy here. This is what the Lotus Field deck does best against these blue decks, is we didn't really get to do it game 1, but you really get to bully them with mana, so that way next turn we can play multiple Haymakers and make it difficult for them to counter. So we'll take 3 here going to 12. Another Pyromancer, so they have 3 mana up. Let's start by cycling a Vizier. Let's get a little bit more info. Draw. Shimmer. Okay. Let's try to... Well, I want them to think that the Wish is bait. So, because if they think the Wish is bait, I can play Niv-Mizzet into Hidden Strings. Aether Gust. Okay. We can put that on top. So they have 1 blue open, so it could be something like Mystical Dispute or Spell Pierce. Yes, yes, no. Add some red mana, cast Wish. So I could play Pore, but we'd lose to a Spell Pierce that we saw in game 1. We'd also lose to a Dispute untapping lands after. So I think here I'm just interested in playing the Niv. Especially after they've wasted an Aether Gust. Play the Shimmer. And here we'll get Spell Pierce. Sure thing. We'll kill a Pyromancer. Cannot pay for the Spell Pierce. And then the Niv-Mizzet trigger will kill the other Pyromancer. I think that went pretty well for us. Opponent has 3 cards, 5 power on board. They're getting in. So if they had something like, I don't know, Reddening Volley, I could be punished. I don't think there's any point in really blocking here. Like, I'm just going to take it. I'd rather not risk Niv-Mizzet dying. Dig through time. Hang. Alright, so they're up to 4 cards in hand, 3 open mana. They played the Fling as a land. They have a lot of those. Okay. Save targets. We're going to do... I'll let them. Play Baral. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes. Yes. We're going to put it on Niv-Mizzet. Let's play Wish. They play Consider. That's fine. Alright, so that resolves. I think I'm safe now to play Thought Distortion. I was a little bit worried previously about Narset's reversal, but I just don't think it's a concern anymore with the Wish being resolved. And the opponent concedes to Thought Distortion, so we're off to game number 3. No need to change sideboard, we'll just resubmit. Game 3, we've opened up a decent one. We'll keep. Has access to Lotus Field. I mean, I'd like to draw a blue source. I could play the Shimmer on curve, but this is a very respectable hand. From on Cliffs. Alright, no land. Play the Valakut, pass. Young peasy. Womp womp. I'm going to keep the Beseiju over a Valakut. We'll take 2, going to 18. Lotus Field, very slow draw. Pass the turn. Consider making the army. I do have to be a little bit worried about speed in this matchup, just because the Pyromancer can get out of hand pretty quickly. My best draw would just be Thought Distortion. There's only 2 in the deck, though. So they're going to get in for 4. I'll go to 14. Main phase opt. Maybe looking for that next land. Looks like they found it and they're passing. Well, that was a good one. Not going to complain about that. Lucky draw. Pass the turn and hopefully draw Thought Distortion. So I'll be taking at least 5 here, going to 9. Cycles Sensor. And another Sensor. Okay. 6 cards. They're getting in for 5. I am at 9. So they, maybe depending on what happens on my turn, could have lethal. And they just pass instead. Draw. Another Lotus Field. So let's get a little bit more info here and cycle with the Vizier. Draw. Okay, I'll take that, but I'd rather just have the Thought Distortion. Can I draw Thought Distortion? 2 out of 47. Not a huge ask, you know. Just asking to get lucky. No big deal. Untap Lotus. Draw. Hidden Strings. Let's Shimmer. Pore. I want to scare them a little bit with the black mana. Maybe I should have played the Beseiju first. Alright, let's play an untap land. We have 6 floating mana. Disdainful Stroke. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting that. I've seen it before, so it shouldn't be a huge shock. So now I'm actually pretty weak to a Mystical Dispute. We could pay for a Spell Pierce. We hit the Distortion, but it's a little bit late. They have 6 damage, so I would only have to take 3 to lose. 4. I mean, the first one resolved, so the second one should. 3 lands, yikes. So I could Anger here. Try to buy a little bit of time. Wish. So if they have the, what is it called? The put a red or green card on top or bottom, Aether Gust. If they have that here, it's a really big blowout. Alright, well not on this. It would have been a blowout on the Anger. But now I get to Thought Distortion them, and they don't have lethal. Unless they have Stomp in their hand. So do I want Wish? If I Thought Distortion them next turn, I get to untap with 7. 8. So Pure doesn't actually win next turn. If I keep Wish, I could get Leer, but that doesn't win either. But it does get Anger to buy time. Let's put it on top. Thought Distortion. Okay, so they have an Otawara. And I'll go to 2 life. They'll take 2, so that way they can hold open Otawara. Makes sense. Draw. Alright, we will play the Wish. Cast Anger of the Gods. So they could use Otawara here to save their own Pyromancer. Yep, and that's what they do. Play Triome, pass the turn. So we know that they have Young Pyromancer and 1 Unknown. This card would actually kill me. So if they drew a counterspell, I could be in trouble here. I could also just try to play it safe and play Shimmer and bounce the Pyromancer. It might be the play. Bounce the Peasy. Shimmer. Dispute. I would love to pay 3. Shimmer. So I could take Niv. It's probably worth it. I mean, what does Wish get? Wish gets Leer with 1 floating, which isn't enough to win. It's probably just Niv-Mizzet. There's the Pyromancer again, 1 Unknown in hand, draw. Blue, red, Niv-Mizzet. I guess there's no reason to leave a colorless untapped, so we might as well leave a green. Shimmer. So we get the trigger, we'll deal 1 to the Pyromancer. Might as well take Awakening. Pass the turn. They have 2 cards. We got there. So now we are 2-2 with a potential to get our money back. Let's see how we do in match number 5. The best Legacy podcast? That would be Eternal Glory featuring myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We're available on all major podcast platforms and YouTube. Okay, 5th and final match. We're on the draw. We'll keep. We don't have a green source for this Grazer, but we do have 2 lands, Lotus Field. It seems reasonable enough, but Jegantha typically means an aggro deck. So I'm looking to draw an untapped green source pretty quickly. Alright, a Jund land. I mean, it's been a while. There's an untapped green source. But this, like a year ago, this would have meant Niv Delight. Let's see if our opponent's playing the classic, mid-range control deck of the format. We'll take 1, play the Grazer. Pretty good draw of the Mana Confluence. Pass the turn. Thoughtseize. They take a Pore. Another Mana Confluence. I think we just play Lotus Field here. In theory, you could play out the Mana Confluence and cast Valakut Awakening. Wish doesn't do anything, so you're better off just getting this in play. Alright, so we are now looking for Thespian Stage. Godless Shrine. Not entirely sure what's going on here. This could be in a Beseiju because this is a forest, but I don't know what's going on here. Another Otawara. I think we just pass. I guess the green could also just be for Jegantha. And I opened my mouth, and of course they play a real green source. Alright, so I'm going to cast this Valakut Awakening. Actually, I don't want to do that. Because I don't want them to remove this from the game. Sure. Cast the Valakut Awakening, and we'll bottom Adawara and Wish. We don't need the Wish right now. Okay. Draw. Might as well cast a Pore. There's our Thespian stage. Let's shimmer. Take the strings. I think we just pass and try to win next turn. We will block, and I'm guessing they're going to remove the Pore, and they do. Get that Grazer value in. Soak up 3 damage. Ooh, that's cute. So we can copy here. 1 mana short. So if they have Besage You, I'm 1 mana short of untapped Thespian stage copy again in response. They have Trophy, and I drew the basic. That hurts. Okay. Why would you do me like that? Not very nice. Let's play the Vizier. By playing out the Vizier, we can potentially hidden strings the Vizier to act like a bad copy of Lotus Field that we can't untap with the Pore. Vanishing Verse, okay. Water removal. This time they remove the Valakut Awakening. Grim Flare. Ooh, Thespian stage. Nope. Okay, so let's pay some life, cast another Pore. Untap, untap. Okay, can we do the thing here? So we have 4 mana, 6, 8. And I have a land drop, so that could be number 9. I think we go. Okay. Untap. I mean, if this doesn't work, we're probably just dead, but I don't know. You gotta go for it. Peer into the Abyss. Floating 1 mana with a land drop. 2 hidden strings in deck. There's our land drop. Cycle. Untap the Lotus Field. Draw a card. We hit 1 copy of Hidden Strings. We hit both. And a Brawl. We should have it. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. Blue, we will copy. Now we get to untap these. And then honestly, this should just be easy mode here, because now we get to play Leer into 4 copies of Hidden Strings. Leer is so busted. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. And you could Cypher. I'm just going to save clicks. Yes, yes, no. Play Wish. Tap for red. We can play Niv-Mizzet. Now Hidden Strings again. Set up some auto yields. Save targets, all at you. Yes, yes, no. We have 1 Valakut Awakening left in our deck. We can also target them with Peer into the Abyss. Yes, yes, no. They're at 17. Deal them a damage by cycling Vizier, I guess. 16 cards left in deck. Screw it. Let's Peer into the Abyss targeting them. Let's have some fun. Alright, they're at 7. We can play Pore. Untap, untap. They'll take 3. Let's target them again with Peer into the Abyss. Now they're at 1. Cast Valakut Recovery, the most lethal spell in the deck. picking up Peer into the Abyss. We did it. We got there. That's game number 1 over this Abzan mid-range deck. They had a lot of hate permanents. I'm not even sure how good Leyline is. So we saw Vanishing Verse and Assassin's Trophy. Maybe we just don't board in. Well, I guess the Grazers were pretty terrible. Almost anything's better than Grazer here. So let's board in the Leylines over those. And then board in a Niv-Mizzet. I guess we'll board like this. Sure, seems reasonable. Turn 1 Godless Shrine into Thoughtseize. Yep. Goodbye, Shimmer. So lucky. I mean, I say that after starting this league off 0-2, just getting absolutely demolished by aggro decks with Disruption. Maybe not so lucky. Thoughtseize number 2. They can see the drawn Lotus Field. They take Vizier. Draw. That one, less good. Play off the Brawl because it's a good use of our mana, and we won't be... We can't play Brawl... Like, if they left in removal, yes, they can kill the Brawl. But we don't have a window to play the Brawl after this turn. So we might as well play it. Okay. I guess we could have played it that turn. But on the following turn, we will be copying Thespian Stage, and I won't have a mana there. 3 mana. What a jerk! The Wish does not answer it. And I didn't board in creature removal, so I have 2 copies of Otawara. Another Wish here looks pretty bad. I will take 2. What is this? Okay, it's just a creature they can cast from their graveyard. Archon of Emiria is double-sided. Play the Ketria Trio and pass the turn. In their upkeep, let's try to copy with Thespian Stage. So this way, if they want an Assassin's Trophy, they have to waste their spell for the turn. Another Tenacious Underdog. Block the Grimflayer. So if I want to Peer, I have to pass the turn and then they have lethal. I mean, I don't really have a choice, I think. So we're going to cast Peer. I have a land drop, so if I need to hit like land drop Vizier's Otawara, like I basically just have to hit the nuts. So we hit at least a couple Viziers here. Did I hit Otawara? I did. So untap, untap. Did I actually just win? I think I might have just won. Thank you, Baral, for just being a legend. This is sort of a cool one. Otawara, bounce the Archon. Tap for blue. Not a spell. Hidden Strings. Yes, yes, no. And it should just be easy peasy from here. Pore over pages. This was so good. Peer into the Abyss is just broken. Imagine not putting Peer into the Abyss into your Lotus Field combo deck. Alright. There's another Hidden String, so we can cast that. Yes, yes, no. Play Wish. Opponent's at 12. Play the Niv-Mizzet. Pore over pages. That's the league. 3-2. We made a comeback. I know, not a great start, but hey, we got our money back. That's pretty sweet. Let's look at the deck list one more time. Would I change anything? Probably not. Like, I understand that I got demolished leading into the league, but the Vampires deck, fun fact for you, it doesn't even exist on MTG Goldfish because it has such a small metagame percentage. that I don't think you're supposed to take that personally. The mono white aggro deck with Thalias and stuff, that deck's probably designed to beat me. I mean, main deck Thalia, Archon of Emeria, those style of things, they're supposed to be really good against me. We won this matchup because our opponent's deck was a little bit more of a mid-range deck. If they had Thalia plus Archon, I probably would have cried myself to sleep there too. But, I mean, it was a fine showing, especially considering we started off on two pretty rough aggro decks, but this deck's still fairly good. It's just not great against the aggro decks of the format. So you could skew your sideboard to maybe cut the ley lines and just board in a bunch of March's Whirling Mist and Anger of the Gods. Maybe additional copies of Beseiju for permanent-based hate like Damping Sphere. I have been beginning to question Leyline a little bit. That said, the black-red mid-range deck of the format is the format's most popular deck according to MTG Goldfish. We did not face it here. So if you cut Leyline, prepared to be in a rougher spot against that deck, because Leyline plays a crucial role at stopping effects like Go Blank or Necromentia that we didn't see today. So I'm just giving you a warning. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it, and as always, keep storming. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.